What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counter Punch Boxing News, and I got some new news for you concerning Conor McGregor and Mr. Khabib. Mr. Khabib and Conor McGregor. What can I say about these guys, man? These guys did something that you never seen in the history of UFC. They started a full-fledged riot right after the fight. And let's talk about the fight first. Okay. Conor, of course, he's headstrong, cocky, confident, obnoxious, daring. He's a lot of things. And one thing he overlooked that he is rusty. It goes back to the Mayweather syndrome, I call it. When anyone fights Mayweather, they're really never the same. And I don't mean physically, I mean kind of mentally. And when I mean mentally, I don't mean they're like their heads messed up, they can't pull the punches. This is what happens. You fight a person like Floyd. You hit the jackpot because there's money involved with fighting Floyd Mayweather Jr. And when he fought Floyd, what did he receive? About 80 million, 80 plus million. That's retirement, record high money coming from a UFC guy. You know what I mean? To make that amount of money in one night. And after that, the aftermath of him losing and then making that, receiving that money, he gets into a big altercation in New York with the bus and all that. And he had to go to jail and a lot of hearings and, but a lot of stuff had to be done. So that took time off and he's just returning to the ring. Obviously, I think he was rusty. You know what I mean? Or, I don't think I don't think his training was up to par. Meanwhile, Khabib has been doing this for a while. Undefeated fighter, hungry, strong, not paid as much, obviously. You know what I mean? And Conor got under his skin. And one thing you don't do, and one thing I think Conor made a mistake of doing, he made a mistake of bringing like religion into it. You know what I mean? And you don't really, you never do that, But I mean, that is a way to get up under someone's skin, so that Khabib did what do I call, he fought like Frazier did. He didn't let off of McGregor. I don't think he was ready for the stand-up game, the striking game that Khabib had. Conor wasn't ready for that. He thought that all he was going to do is take me to the ground, which he did. He did that, and he knew, he seen that coming. But it was the second round when McGregor was up. But you could clearly see McGregor gets gassed. They knew he was going to get gassed, and if he's out of shape or he has that ring rust, he's going to be just even more so. Look, fatigue makes cowards of men, okay? Conor McGregor got tired, but he did try, you know what I mean? But he tried with the training that he had. I don't know what he thought. He underestimated the guy's striking game. He had hands. No one really saw that, you know what I mean? Because we're just used to this guy wrestling bears as a kid. He's a grappler. We didn't used to him standing up and giving McGregor the business. And he did that. He caught McGregor with punches. When he caught McGregor staggered back, I knew he was surprised. Like, man, this guy got some punching power. How did he catch me like that? Because McGregor's a counter striker, right? So when you see a fighter do something that you're good at doing that they're not supposed to be good at doing, that's a surprise, and when he tapped him out, I think he was still driven. I think he was still angry because a lot of times, when you win, you defeated your opponent. You're like, okay, I can let this go because I know I got this guy. It was all talk, but obviously it wasn't all talk. This McGregor had got under this guy's skin on a whole different level. And And of course, McGregor's entourage is, down for him. And Khabib jumped over there, and of course a riot broke out. He started fighting that, and then Khabib, I think he bit off more than he can chew because you had the crowd behind you. If you got the entourage over there with McGregor, who else do you think is over there? The rest of the McGregor fans, they would tear you up like piranhas, and that's what could have happened to Khabib had he continued. Luckily the security had enough security in there to secure that area right then and there. But they didn't have enough for the ring because everybody was outside. I got a link for you guys so you guys can check it out yourselves. I have it on my Counterpunch Boxing News Facebook page. But they had Khabib's entourage jumped in and start welling on Conor McGregor. Dude, it was a circus. But, I never seen anything like it. Now, Dana White saying he's going to strip Khabib and this, that, and the other. Look, I don't really think that's the case. You know what I mean? I think emotions was involved in this situation. I think it's definitely a rule for rematch. They should hire extra security because they know things could go wrong because the press conference is going to be stupid. This is going to be off the chain, off the rack. This makes the part two. People are going to watch this. This is what we've been talking about. That's why I'm covering. I cover UFC every so often on this channel because this is primarily a boxing channel. But when something happens that involves our sweet science of punching and jabs and hooks and crosses and strikes and other, and I have to address it, So this is news, and he did get countered, you know what I mean? So I got to counterpunch this today. Conor, I think he has something now to fight for. One thing about Conor McGregor is he is great at rematches. Look at the Nick Diaz fight, you know what I mean? I think he needed some hunger. You know what I mean? I think he needed something to give him a drive, to get him back in the gym, to start training like he used to before he fought Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Because when you fight Floyd and make all that money, it's kind of hard to be motivated. You don't need anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if I had $80 million, you know what I mean? Like, especially if I'm doing a sport like that, it's going to have to be more than just money to get me in the ring if I got the money, you know what I mean? But if that was my only thing, the fame and the money, and I got it, it's kind of hard to keep yourself motivated, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that was crazy, man. It was crazy. Conor tapped out, I think, too fast, though. You know what I mean? Because he didn't have him full submitted under his head. He had him like this. So I don't really see how, because he could still breathe through his nose. You know what I mean? It ain't like his nose was busted. So I didn't get why he done that. So I think he just gave up, honestly. I think he wasn't ready for this guy, this little young, hungry killer, to get in there at him. You know what I mean? He was talking about the dude's religion because he was Muslim. And you know what I mean? One thing you don't talk about religion or politics. You know what I mean? You can if you want, but you better be ready to back it up. So I think the next fight, Conor McGregor will do what it takes to be ready because he knows what's in front of him now. You know what I mean? But as far as stripping the belt from Khabib, nah, they shouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Because Conor, he goes out and he can get in trouble too. They're not trying to strip him or nothing like that. Even though this was actually in the arena when this happened. You know what I mean? But the fight was over. He clearly won. The referee stopped the fight. You know what I mean? You could call it a no contest or whatever. I mean, but still, give that belt to Khabib. Khabib earned it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But anyway, man, you guys tell me about this. Please click the link below. So I want you guys, if you ain't seen it, you probably already seen it, but I want you to see what actually happened step by step, when Khabib came from the octagon, outside the octagon, and back in the octagon. You know what I mean? So I got that. I got it on tape. It was live when I recorded it. So anyway, you guys tell me what you think. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.